America's backbone was built on blue-collar business grit, grind, and muscle. This is where you stop working for the business, and the business starts working for you.
All right, Blue Collar Millionaires. Today we're going to talk about, we just had our mastermind event. We're on the lake here, still at the lake house. We're going to talk about one relationship can completely change your life, and then some strategies about how to go about meeting that person. Because the truth is, there's tons of great people in your life, and I'm sure you've already had one person change a lot of things, but you need to meet new people. And a lot of people in the group always say, how do I meet these people? How do I meet a guy who built a $10 million business? They're not hanging out at Applebee's. So how do you meet these people? And then what do you do to approach them?
I think the first thing you need to do is utilize what's readily available. Everybody carries a smartphone. Hop on the social media site and search the industry that you're in, because you're going to find that there's groups where people get into the rooms and start discussing what you want to discuss. And then from those groups, you're going to find other groups that have spun off from that community. And then once you get to a point to where they charge a little bit of a fee to be a part of that group, a membership fee, you're going to see that the quality of people level up, because win with winners is a great statement I like to live my life by. When I pay a little bit of money to get inside, I know that there was a bar of entry, and the quality and the level of people and what they're doing is a little bit higher. Have you seen the same thing?
Absolutely. So going to that strategy with social media, if I had no money and I wanted to meet high-level people, I'm going to give you this. So we have 110,000 as of this filming members, 110 in Blue Collar Millionaire. Can you think of, without just in your mind, 15 that have stood out to you because they comment,
absolutely.
a lot? And they're the same people I do.
Yeah.
And have we had conversations with several of them?
Absolutely.
That's a great way to do it. If you start following someone, you like them, rather than just sit there in the back and not say anything, comment on their thing. Put fire emojis, more than fire emojis. Put a comment why you like something. They'll start to get to notice you. So I'll give you an example of another strategy one person did. You know who he is, Jalen Lewis. I was in a multifamily group, and I put a post about what I was looking for, and I'm looking to dump money and stuff. Of course, everybody wants to talk to that guy. He messaged me, but he sent a really good message. His message was really good, and then he said, hey, I'm in Atlanta. What's your favorite restaurant or something like that? It was different than like, can I come pick your brain? Can I get you a coffee? Like, I can't get my own coffee. I knew what he was doing, so I think I said True Foods. I like True Foods. And then he said, hey, I'd like to meet you there, take you out. And I just like the effort and the approach. So I said, yeah. So we went there, and he was there, and he was on time. He was sitting there at the table when we got there. I liked him. And now I had an opportunity for him to do some sales for me for my subcontractor. So I was bringing him on to do that. But he had a situation where he had to go to California. His daughter was out there, so he did it. But then he ended up getting in the war room. And then if Jalen messages me, sends me an email with profit and loss, I look at it. So he's like created this relationship out of thin air.
Without people, you're not going to find a path to money, because money passes through hands. And we were trying to get into a school district, and my business development guy went to a career event held at a local community college, and that school district maintenance manager came through there. My business development guy had sent a prior email. He was trying to get in touch with this guy and got no response. I think he had sent 2 or 3 different emails and no response back yet. While he was at the career fair, the guy walks through and stops at the booth. My guy ends up introducing himself and said, hey, I would love the opportunity to communicate with you. He said, hey, actually, I've gotten your emails. I'm sorry, I've been busy. I haven't had a chance to respond back. That relationship right there has already brought us in 4 major jobs. We're talking about thousands of dollars that has been brought in already. And that happened by Q1 of this year. And it's because he met one person that connected him into that school district that allowed us to have about 6 different schools in the county that we could service when they had a disaster cleanup. We had somebody come to our event, our free pop-up event in Atlanta, and he was a chimney cleaner, doing really well. And after he got around that crowd, he came back and he told us, he said, I am no longer happy with what I've got going on because I realize I'm leaving so much potential on the table. And his mind was just racing because he was seeing how all these other entrepreneurs were running their business, what they were doing for lead generation, what they were doing to get outside of their geographical area and their market, and was able to expand. That's the power of getting in the right rooms, because it breaks your frame. It makes you think bigger, it makes you believe stronger, and it gives you new strategies, because a lot of stuff works. There's so much stuff that does work that it's hard to even comprehend, but when you see it in application in someone else's business, you can understand how you can apply it in your own.
Absolutely. The other thing, so say for this event, we had the mastermind. That was a 3-day, so we had that group of people. But then we offered, it was all over Blue Collar Millionaire, about a private dinner ticket that went basically from 3 p.m. Guys didn't even leave till 1 a.m. because we were watching the UFC fight in here. So they had access, but this is how we did it. So I had our mastermind members, Chris and I here, but then I strategically also invited a lot of people, like some big time players, okay? And then we threw a UFC fighter in there too. It was a cool event, right? But I specifically did it. So it was a guy named Jose, has a tree business in Atlanta. He messaged me, hey, I want that ticket, how do I come? As soon as he said that, we send the link, he pays. I know I get opportunities for lots of tree work, and I'm not currently sending it to anyone in Atlanta. So now he's on my list. By coming out here, all he has to do is come out here, be open, be cool. Yeah. He was super, he was listening. I was asking him about pain points right here at this table. And then I go over and introduce him to Matt and Cody, 86,000 trash valet doors, apartment complexes, a combination of just us in Atlanta. We're both in other markets. Yeah. We can give him a ton of work. And how does he not, he can't do that if he's not here. And then you say, well, I don't have $1,000. I don't believe that, first of all. But I made sure he's going to make way, way more than $1,000. And then there was another guy who had been in my network in Jacksonville, Florida. We used him sometimes. He did a good job, but we have some other subcontractors that we've had longer. And he said, hey, I want that, another ticket, right? First thing I do is I message my scheduler, operations. I said, send him a bunch of work. Send him a bunch of work. Literally, she's like, yeah, I have like 5 jobs coming up in there. I said, send it over to him. Yeah. I want to flood him with it. I want him to be like, yeah, I spent $1,000 and then they sent me like $9,000 worth of work like the next week. That's the power of being, when you put yourself out there, everybody was in your shoes.
That's it.
People want to help people. It's the truth. People who are doing really well mostly want to pull other people up. There's a narrative sometimes on social media, this hater nonsense. I haven't found that to be true at all. I'm always trying to pull people up, but you got to be motivated.
If you're in the crowd where everyone's trying to guard, like if you take one of their strategies away that it's going to take from them, then you're in the wrong crowd. You're in a crowd of broke people. When I started leveling up and I was getting around entrepreneurs that were doing 10 million plus in revenue in their businesses, I was nowhere near that. I was barely over $1 million, and I only had one business that was barely over $1 million when I started to pay to get into rooms with people like that. I was extremely insecure. I felt like I was not supposed to be in that room, but I fought those feelings and I just kept meeting people. And they would ask me, what do you have going on? And I was very humble about what I had going on. But they had been in that same position before, so they didn't look down on me. And they were so free with sharing their strategies of success because they want to see someone that's willing to put the work in, to put themselves in the rooms that they're not supposed to be in, to fight past the obstacles and objections, and to just be willing to get their butt beat in the process to win. They're going to give back. That's where I started really finding the information of success. That's where I realized that it was a relationship game. In success in business, it's a relationship game because somebody knows the customers that you need and somebody else knows how to introduce you to that somebody. So even if it's not a high-end entrepreneur, I am still trying to make relationships. You never know when you're going to meet the the next key player for your business, the next operator. You never know when you're going to meet the next business owner that's ready to sell out because they're tired of the grind and they didn't know how to get past that obstacle. There's just so much opportunity in relationships, and if you're not getting in the right rooms and you're hanging out with those that are always negative Nancy, they're always looking at what could happen in a negative way. They're talking about the political climate, they're talking about the economy and how bad it's going to be and how so-and-so's affecting this and we just need to hunker down and not spend. That is the wrong mentality. True entrepreneurs, true winners, the people you want to be around are the ones that saying, what do I need to give so that I can get respect, so that I can get opportunity? Who do I need to talk to and what do I need to give to them so that I can help them, because I understand the law of reciprocity. When I give out, it's going to come back. So the takeaways is going to be put yourself in rooms and pay a little something to get in those rooms, because the free rooms are not the rooms you're finding the individuals that are going to give you their secrets away, because they realize most people don't take the secrets and act on them. So they could give it to 100 people and maybe 2 are actually going to use it. So you're not creating competition.
Not at all. So the 3 things. One idea can change your life, but you got to implement it. One person can change your life. That person might give you the idea or give you the connection.
Yeah.
One person's, and one business. One business can completely change your life. So all those things.
We've got masterminds popping up all the time. If maybe you're hearing this just because you search business in a podcast or you got on YouTube. However, if you're not plugged in to our Facebook group, Blue Collar Millionaire, it's 100% free. You've got some major players inside of there that are contributing in advice. We do multiple different types of pop-ups throughout the year. Some are free, some are paid for. We've got platforms over on School that have low membership fees, and some are higher membership fees depending on the access and the support you get from us. But all of it's valuable. Find something to plug in. If you're not constantly building on your self-development and trying to connect with more people, then you're not going to grow as fast and you're not going to be happy with where you are 5 and 10 years from now. I would say put on your agenda to make one phone call to someone in your industry a day. If you could have just a 30-minute phone call with someone in your industry each day, you're going to find yourself leveling up at a very dramatic level.
That'd be massive. Even if they just said once a week, you had 50 of them a year, 52 of them a year.
52 a year, yeah.
So what I was going to say, I forgot, was here's a strategy. 2 Deca millionaires here told me about this. You guys could do it, the City Club.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't done it, but it sounded so cool. I was like, how did I miss it? So every major, pretty much mid-major city has it. Atlanta, Orlando, New York, Chicago, but even much smaller ones. It's called City Club. It's $300 a month. They love it. They're in different cities. They both go to it, both love it. You go in there, you can wear a jacket, you can get dinner, you have to be a member. Get different types of discounts at golf courses and stuff. They got a gym in there. They got free brunches on Sunday. But you go in there and you have motivated people. What Chris and I always talk about, it's not about, well, why do you have to pay money? When I went to free networking groups like real estate groups 20-something years ago, I cannot even remember a person that, I met nice people. I cannot remember somebody that really altered anything for me. And most of those guys, I mean, pretty much everybody, were there with the intention to try to meet somebody that was here that could fund their deal. But everybody was always trying to like find deals and then find money. That doesn't really do. I would want to reverse that. If I was one of those guys, I'd say, why don't I go where all the money is? I'll pay to get in here, because nobody in here was pitching.
Right.
And not that you come in and pitch, but just build the relationships. And then if you said to a lot of those people, they got to know them, now you start texting, now you're on Facebook, you're liking their things, you see their family, and you say, hey, so-and-so, you Deca millionaire, hey, I got this deal in wherever, I'm looking to put $100,000 in it. This is how it's going to work. This is how I'm offering to investors. Just wanted to give you, let you know about it. Might be something you're interested in. He might say yeah, or he might say I don't, but my buddy might be interested in that. Because rich people know rich people.
That's right.
There's no deca-millionaire. I always say deca-millionaire because it's millionaires like there's too many of them now.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything with
Right,
inflation.
right.
Deca-millionaire is still a rarity.
There's a level up.
No deca-millionaire doesn't know other deca-millionaires.
That's right.
They can't. I would say they can't get there without knowing high-level people.
Birds of a feather flock together is what I used to hear as a kid, and that's the truth. So I want to give you a couple of strategies because you're probably thinking, man, I'm just, that's not my personality. So here's a few things I do. First of all, remember that everybody in there is uncomfortable for the most part meeting someone new, especially when you walk into a new environment. So if you can get a buddy to go with you, then it gives you a little bit of strength as you walk in the room, but don't stand over in the corner with your buddy. Go out and shake someone's hand and ask what they do. Get them talking about themselves and do not pitch to them. They will ask you what you do, and then you tell them what you do. And then when you're done and you see the conversation is starting to get to an end, typically that's a 10-minute conversation in a big room. In a small room, it might go 15 minutes. You ask them, say, let me get a picture, and you take a picture, selfie real quick, and then you say, what's your number, and I'll text it to you. And what this did is this helps you on your memory to remember who it is, what they look like, and then you've got their phone number to send it. You send them the picture, you send them your name, and then in most situations, they will respond back with their name. Now you got their contact info, and you can follow up, and you can stay in their network and their loop. This is how you process a whole room. A selfie, what's your phone number? I'll send you the picture, and then you text behind the picture your name. Remember, it's uncomfortable for everyone to meet someone new. Every single body in that room. That's why you see cliques take place when you're in large rooms. It's because it's uncomfortable to meet new people.
Yep. Interested people are interesting. Be interested in them. Be authentic. Don't go in there and vomit all your stuff. Somebody asks you, you should have like a 15-second elevator pitch.
That's it.
I clean gutters for apartment complexes and condominium associations in half the country.
And then they're immediately
That's 10 seconds. That's, whoa, half the country.
Yeah, how do you do that? Tell me more about that immediately.
That's how they do it. But I'm always interested in them, but it's authentic. People love to talk about them. Everybody's favorite subjects is themselves or their children.
All right, if y'all want to get plugged into more Blue Collar Millionaire stuff, then check out bluecollarmillionaire.net. bluecollarmillionaire.net. This is where we host the links to all of our different types of opportunities to educate yourself, to level up, to network, to get around other entrepreneurs. To name off a few, we've got Accelerator. That's a self-paced course to where you can get access to all of our strategies that we've grown our businesses with. Then you can get a more hands-on virtual access to me and Kevin, where we have lives every single week. That's Boardroom Elite. If you're interested in buying a business, maybe you're a W-2 and you want to be a business owner, or if you're ready to level up your business and acquisitions is the faster path to grow your business, then check out War Room, because that's going to be where you learn how to build the buy box, how to underwrite, how to negotiate, how to fund, and how to close your deals so that you can just package up and really start to attract private equity and get really nice multiples on the exit later on. Also, check us out on School. SKOOL. We've got Blue Collar Millionaire Community over there. It's just it's less than $10 for you to get on, and we drop all of our knowledge there. And if you're not,
bring exclusive guests like people who are here.
Yes,
that's where they're going to be.
We got Deca Millionaires coming on there and doing live, so that's why it costs just a little bit. And we're just trying to give a barrier of entry, because we want to make sure the ones that want to trim the fat off and get into rooms with people that are really making it happen, they're the ones that's willing to pay some money. But if you want to just start free, check us out on Blue Collar Millionaire.
We give tons of info.
Facebook group, Blue Collar Millionaire, over 100 and I think 10,000 members. Now. So a lot of opportunity. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
See you next week.